Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Heroes of the Storm 2.0, which is actually the same as Heroes of the Storm 1.0, but they did a whole lot of changes. And that's what I'm going to be covering in here. This is one of the first games I actually played on the channel. It was probably one of my unhappiest recordings that I had. Looking back on it, it was pretty pathetic. But hey, you know what? You live and learn. So this one here, it is a fun game. It is a MOBA, for those that are unfamiliar with it. Basically, you play a top-down view, fight 'em up game, trying to take control of area while defeating other heroes and foes on the battlefield. And by taking those control areas, you may win points, which will then allow you to, just kind of take over and win the game with a certain point value or lack of. And there's a lot of changes in this. If you were a player before, don't worry, you're not going to lose a bunch of stuff. It's actually kind of an improvement. You might even get a whole bunch more. So what I currently have here is two accounts. I came from America. I started in America when I first started playing this game. I then later on just recently obtained an account in the Europe version. So I don't have all the characters that I had on my American account, but that's okay, because now with 2.0 for a limited time, I believe it's close to the end of May. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's close to the end of May. They're having a deal right now where they'll give you 100 gems. And gems are used, as it says here, to unlock heroes and featured items for your collection. You can purchase gems with real money if you so desire, but they give you 100 gems to start with, and you can actually use those to, well, purchase things. So if you can see here, you've got your different prices here. This is in American money for some reason, even though I'm on my European account. Then you've got your gold, which is primarily used to unlock heroes. Gold you earn just from playing the game. And this is a free-to-play game. You don't have to pay money at all. I never have, actually. And I've gone quite far with my American account, but we're not getting into that. But you can use this to, purchase different skins and things like that. This is not a pay-to-win game. What you unlock is like different voice talents and so on, or skins for your characters. You don't unlock different abilities. You might unlock a different hero as you so desire, but that's about it. So it's not a pay-to-win game at all, and it has a lot of microtransactions to help provide it beneficial to their source of income. Now, shards, of course, are used for cosmetic items for your collection. You can acquire shards by opening loot chests, which you may get over time as well. As you see here, I have a loot chest set up. I've got a few left in here. But if we go into the collection tab, because if I go into play, let's go into the play tab. We'll start there. We have here the character that I last played here. This is Gazlowe. He's a little goblin guy, and he's got this little robot mech. Gazlowe. I love the license plate on the back. He's got a mech on his back that he uses to fight with because he's an inventor. Now, you see here, when I click on him, I can choose all sorts of different characters in here. You've got your different roles that they've tried to categorize things as: warrior, assassin, support, specialist, multi-class. If you click on it, it helps you to understand which ones they are. It's really like dimmed out those that really don't fall into this class or those classes. You can actually pick a couple of them if you want, and it'll help you kind of figure it out. And it's done in alphabetical order as well, which is also very nice. So if I want to play an assassin, these are the ones that are really going to be available. Now, if I so desire, I could switch out, to something else, or I could even pick a theme. If I want to pick from StarCraft only characters or Overwatch characters, which there's only 4 because they only just recently started adding that. Blizzard Classic, I think there's only 1. That's the Lost Vikings. But you get the idea. Warcraft is a whole lot to choose from, and so on. And you can just keep on picking it, or you can just have all of them selected. Sorting, you could do that. It's really convenient. They've tried to streamline this quite a bit. And of course, you can always check out different loadouts, abilities, talents. You can even try any of the heroes for free as well. No problems. You don't have to commit to buying anything until you've tried it out, which is fantastic. Now, if I click on loadout here, you can see that he's got all the different skins that you could potentially unlock or purchase for him with in-game monies and make him look absolutely ridiculous. You can get different mounts for him to field out there. You've got horses. You've got different weird-looking beasts, like the circus lion. You've got different mechanical things, like, hover bikes and so on. And these are for when your character is, like, moving quickly on the battlefield, because they do have a way of getting around a bit quicker. Then, of course, you've got your different banners, which are you can use to, plonk down on the battlefield. You've got your different tags or sprays that you can put on the ground. It's just like an intimidation thing, or like you kill somebody and you drop down a tag that says like "too bad" or something. You also have your little voice announcers that you can pick. You can which in this one,
let the battle begin.
That is your default announcer, but you could always pick other ones. Let's pick. Let's see. We want Warcraft. Let's go with Gazlowe, the guy that I've got right here.
Hey, gang! Hope you're ready for a grudge match.
There you go. And so you can actually cater your own announcer during the game if you so desire. But of course, these things all cost in-game monies. You can pay for them if you want, but it's just convenient stuff. It's not going to change your gameplay unless it just makes it nicer for you. And then, of course, you've got your different voice lines for the character that I have here.
What's up?
Now, he sounds like he's kind of in something because he's got this helmet on right now, so he sounds a bit funky. But yeah, don't worry about that. Here, we'll go back here.
What's up?
You can hear he sounds normal again. So they actually pay a lot of detail about it. You can put in a different loadout if you want and choose different setups. It also lists the different abilities for your characters here, their mana costs, what each one does as you level up. You can choose each one of these things. And these are your default abilities. I'll be going over those in game because I am going to be running a demo game here at the end where I just fight against some AIs just for demonstration purposes of what the game basically functions like. And then, of course, you've got your talents. As your character levels up during gameplay, maximum level of 20 where you gain special abilities. Anything beyond that is just icing on the cake, extra health and so on. But you have different options you can choose as you level up. So at level 1, when you first start, you can choose one of these 4 options. At level 4, you can choose one of these 4, and so on. And then once it gets to level 10, you then have kind of a tree choice where you pick one and you cannot therefore use other ones. Like at level 20, Mecha Lord works only if you had taken Robo Goblin at level 10. Same thing with Miniature Black Hole will only work if you had taken Gravel Bomb 3000 at level 10. So therefore, you'll have certain restrictions as you go up and you can't really take them back. So you've got to figure it out as you go. Now, it's a real-time strategy game, so reading these things on the battlefield is not usually the best thing to do. But hey, so that you can familiarize yourself with how this works, you have options to do so beforehand. I recommend picking a character that you think looks cool or sounds cool. If you're not sure what type you want, you could choose some of these things that might help. Like warriors are meant to be frontliners. They don't usually do a lot of damage, but they can absorb a lot of hits, and they often have control effects or things to help the team survive longer or at least mitigate damage. Assassins are meant to finish off opponents. Very rarely are they intended to actually just straight up kill somebody from full health. That's not really going to happen. They're more along the lines of pick a target and try and finish them, or just donate a whole lot of damage to convince a target or multiples to retreat. Support, of course, they're the ones that usually end up doing a lot of healing, defensive abilities, mitigating a lot more of the damage, or typically just healing, but you will see some that offer shields instead of heals. Then you've got specialists, which is like here, Gazlowe is a specialist. He primarily focuses quite a bit on siege damage, which is like attacking buildings and small minions on the battlefield, a lot more so than some of the other characters out here. But he can be used in different ways, depending on how you level him up with his different talents along the way. Now, as well as you've got your multi-class characters, which there's only one variant. He's kind of a warrior assassin, and so, yeah. But you should take a look through the different ones. When you first download this game, it will run you through a brief tutorial just to introduce you to stuff, and you'll start playing off as Raynor, which is a very common starter guy. He doesn't really have too much going for him. He's kind of a ranged assassin, but he's kind of the opposite of Gazlowe. He empowers minions around him, whereas Gazlowe creates minions and destroys the others. You know, so it's kind of interesting how they have different functionalities, and some of them will counter others. Now, I've talked about these guys quite a bit. So let's actually get into a little bit more of the interesting stuff here. Instead of co-op or AI, you can choose training if you want. You can actually choose the different levels. If you want AI teammates, you can have all your AI be really super smart. You could have them be pretty dumb and sometimes stand around and so on. I believe I'm playing with Adept on this when I'm going to be playing this here through. So we'll go with that. You can also play co-op. So you can play with friends in here versus AI opponents right now, or versus AI options. And of course, you know, it's not too bad. Now there are other things like Quick Match, where you're just kind of jumping into a random game on a random field with potentially a random team if you haven't formed up a team of friends beforehand. You can click on here and you can invite people to your party and then jump in together. Now you will be queued for a time before you guys will jump into a battle. Now, unranked is more solo or party of any size. This here will basically allow you to play in a different manner. This one here, you'll actually pick your characters to play in a draft before the battle begins. So both sides get to see the opponent's characters before you actually play the game, therefore giving you a bit more like, oh, they picked this character here. I want to be able to counter that because that's just really strong against our healers, and I want to make sure that they can survive the battle. So you're going to want to make sure that, you know, in unranked draft or in ranked drafts, that you're going to be able to kind of counter each other's picks as you go. So it's like a back and forth. Then, of course, you've got your ranked ones, which allows you to play in more the big rankings where you earn your medal, if you will. And then you've got your brawls, which have different special, monthly, weekly, whatever the items are. Sometimes they'll offer rewards. In this one, you get a weekly reward of some loot chests. You also can look up the information about the different brawls in here, which are, like I said, just random events that they create special rule sets or maps just for this kind of celebration where you can try and accomplish the different tasks. And then, of course, you can actually create your own custom games and play these with friends or fans or anything like that, which can be quite a bit of fun as well. Now, if I want to just demonstrate how this goes, I recommend going into Collection and then choosing Heroes. Now, of course, featured. Right here, you see here, I have an Assassin's Mega Bundle owned. I was rewarded 100 gems, as I mentioned earlier on in this video. And I was able to purchase 20 heroes with those 100 gems to start off with. It's wonderful that they are able to gift that to you. And they have different bundles. They've got like this balanced bundle, they've got a support bundle, they've got a warrior bundle, and you can choose quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, 100 gems isn't really going to buy you very much. But when they give that to you and you have the option to unlock 20 heroes, it's phenomenal. And I think that's a really great way of getting people into this game, giving them a chance to try out a bunch of stuff. As before, I should mention that if I go back into here, choose a character, and I actually click on a character here, like Gazlowe, then you can see that I own him because his portrait is currently in color. And the grayed out ones are not owned by me. The number underneath is how many levels that character has. The more levels you have, it just shows the more time you've spent playing that character, as well as you'll gain special unlocks for skins and things of that nature, just so that you can customize how your character looks, sounds, feels, whatever, but nothing that really affects your gameplay. And then you'll see these ones that have like the little swirlies here with the Heroes of the Storm mark. Those ones are the free-to-play ones for this week. Next week, those ones may rotate out to other heroes, and therefore you'll have kind of a constantly rotating group. On top of that, at the bottom here in this little exclamation mark, you'll have different quests. Play 3 games as a specialist hero. Hey, guess what Gazlowe is? He's a specialist hero. Then you've got your special events. Nexus Challenge. Play 5 games with a friend in versus AI, quick match, unranked, etc. And you get a ton of different rewards, as you can see here. There's a bunch of the rewards in this game and in Overwatch. It kind of works both ways, actually. So if you are able to accomplish this, you can gain rewards in both games. Mostly it's just a bunch of skins and voices, things of that nature. Maybe a mount, nothing that's really going to affect anything, because everybody always starts with a mount. They always start wearing their basic skin, and you can earn extra rewards along the way. Now, going back to the collection, of course, you've got your different heroes to choose from. You can actually see what their cost is in gems or in gold. Gems, remember, are things that you can purchase gems with real cash, or you just use in-game currency. Typically, your more popular characters are going to be about 10,000 gold or more. Your less popular are going to be around 2,000 gold, up to 8,000 or something like that. And it just means that they're either not that popular, not that well used, or something like that. Gazlowe, he was a cheap guy. He was 2,000. I like him though. He is my favorite, I have to say. But you can choose your different ones here. You can search through them as you want. You can actually eliminate any of those that you already own, so that you know which ones that you want to buy and so on. Or if you want, you can see here, you own this hero. There's a check mark in the corner. Plus he was on special for 50% off. You can choose through the different skins and take a look at the different offers that there are on here, so that you can see what they look like. You can look at the different mounts through here that are on sale or on offer. Sometimes they've got different things available. You've got your different voice lines, emojis that you can actually put into chat and stuff, spray on the ground, whatever. Your stim packs, which stim packs will increase the amount of experience and gold that you gain as you play. And they last for a certain amount of time, like 7 days, 30 days, a whole year. And of course, these ones, they are in-game cash. So therefore you can use those if you want to try and earn stuff easier, faster. If you play a lot, it might be worthwhile to get a stim pack instead of actually purchasing a specific item. And I'm talking a lot about this game, but don't worry, I am going to get into playing it. But before so, I will also show you can earn loot chests. As you level up your characters, you yourself will also level up because you have a general level of your character. My player level is 4. Gazlowe was level 5. As you level up your other characters, more things will unlock. Now in this case, let's open up a loot chest. And you can see here that there are special insignias on here. These are just your common ones here. And I got just this little spray tag, a common spray of Lucio's common voice line from Kerrigan here.
Never cross the queen.
Indeed. Then we've got another voice line from...
You shall know my cruelty firsthand.
I believe that's Arthas. And then, of course, we have here a rare skin, Tyrande. I just obtained this rare skin for Tyrande, which is actually one of the characters that I have unlocked. You can, therefore, choose some money to re-roll this if you don't want it. But I actually do like this one, so I'm going to keep it, because I just unlocked her for free by leveling up my character. And I'm going to accept that. Now, there are more than just regular loot chests. There's epic chests, which give you a chance for more epic items. And then there's, of course, your veteran ones, which are very rare and often give you a ton of good stuff. And those ones are the ones that you really want to save to re-roll. But as you re-roll them, the price to re-roll them goes up. So you're going to have to watch that out. Watch out for that, rather. And then, of course, you can also choose watch. You can go back through and actually rewatch some of the games that you've played before, provided that it isn't, in an older version that it doesn't support anymore. So you can actually go through, see the different players and stuff. You can click on it and just watch it. You can fast forward, play, pause. You can scroll around the whole battlefield and see what's going on. So that even if you did not get to see stuff because of where you were playing, you can actually go back through that instant replay and watch it there. Now, I know that I've been talking quite a bit, so I think it's time that we should also stop doing all this back and forth and get right into the game, finally.